Hi, I'm Mark. This is my January review for Gemini Sun sign and Gemini rising. We start the month with your ruler Mercury being very active. He makes two aspects. The first is to Neptune in your 10th house. Now the 10th house is your chosen path or your career. And here we might get some divine inspiration as to what the next step is or what direction we should be heading in. These two can fire the imagination. Then on the 4th we have a conjunction with Pluto. Mercury and Pluto are in your 8th house. Now, this is the house of Pluto, so this is where some kind of transformation could take place regarding your communication or your thinking. It's a very good day for perception. You can look into and see how other people are thinking. And it's a good day to play detective. You can get to the bottom of things on a day like this. You can investigate and unearth the truth. On the 7th, Mars moves into your 12th house. So this is a good time to work behind the scenes, work alone sometimes on something that's important to you. Also on that day, Jupiter and Chiron come together. They have a positive aspect and they're both involved in teaching. Jupiter's in your 9th house of higher learning, so you could be learning something new, you could be taking on new information, or you could be teaching someone else. Chiron's in the 11th house of groups, so it could be group involvement here. Then on the 8th, the Sun aspects Neptune. Now this is a time when someone may need your help. A colleague or friend may need your support and assistance. Also there's a difficult aspect on that day because your ruler aspects Mars in a challenging square, so communication might be difficult, so you just need to be aware of that and make sure that communications are fully understood. From the 9th onward, it could be a little bit difficult because there are conflicting energies and energies that may block you. Your ruler Mercury, first of all, contacts Saturn, and this is good for organisation and looking at the finer detail. But then 2 days later, he contacts Jupiter, and Jupiter's the opposite. It's about looking at the bigger picture and sometimes overlooking the finer detail. If you can separate these energies out and work with them separately, then all will be good, but it could be that they all merge together. The other thing that's on the 11th is a Mars-Saturn aspect, and this can be frustrating because it can be a blockage, it can be a hold-up or a delay. So these are things you are going to have to overcome. Mid-month is quite a difficult time because you've got 3 square aspects on the 12th as well. Now the first one is your ruler Mercury making a square to Uranus. Now don't have any plans on this day because Uranus could change those plans. Anything could happen, anything could suddenly change at the last minute. So you need to be flexible, else you'll get a little bit stressed. The positive side of this aspect is that you can come up with new and brilliant ideas. Also on that day, Venus has a square. Venus has a square to Chiron, so this is a chance to work out any hurts within relationships and resolve any issues and problems. And then the third one is Neptune to the North Node, which is in your 1st house. Now this one lasts a lot longer, this one lasts till the end of the month. So this one will be more subtle, you won't notice this one as much, but what it will do, it will dissolve things around you. It may feel like things are slipping away from you. Neptune dissolves everything it touches, but there's a reason for this. This is so you can come out of your shell. This is so you can realign yourself to your path, because the North Node is our spiritual path forward. So Neptune is going to help to dissolve things around you so that you can see clearer and you know which direction to head in. On the 13th there's a new moon. This new moon falls in your 8th house and conjuncts Pluto, so it's a very intense new moon, very emotional feel about it. We also have the desire here to set new goals, practical goals that are easily attainable. It's also a good time to review your responsibilities and also financial planning. If you're in a relationship, you can achieve greater intimacy. If you happen to meet someone today, it will be a very intense encounter. Then on the 14th we have an aspect between Jupiter and Uranus. Now this aspect is very unpredictable. It's hard to say what could happen. It could be a bolt from the blue, a and it could be something that comes up that totally surprises you. It could come up from the unconscious because Uranus is in your 12th house. Or it could be a very frustrating time because you may be wanting to break free but not knowing how to do it. Jupiter and Uranus is about creative change, not destructive change. You want to do things in a creative way so you avoid all that disruption. On the 16th is a very passionate and exciting day. Venus aspects the black moon Lilith, and this is a time when you can align yourself with what's best for you within relationships. Then on the 19th it's a difficult one because Mars conjunct Uranus, but this is in your 12th house, so this will be in the unconscious realms. So you may get energy from the unconscious coming through, pushing you to rebel or pushing you to change. But it's best if you can negate that a little bit, because on the 20th we have Mars-Jupiter aspect for a week, which is much more positive. You may feel like you've got the Midas touch and everything you touch will turn to gold. This is a much better aspect to channel your energy into. Try and lessen the effect of the Uranus upsets and concentrate on the positive aspects of the growth of Jupiter. Also on the 20th, Mercury, your ruler, makes an aspect to the North Node. Now today he may want to get a message through to you, he may want to quietly whisper in your ear or nudge you in the right direction. The 23rd sees the Sun, now in Aquarius, makes an aspect to Saturn. Now you need to get all your jobs done that you've been putting off. You need to respond to this, do your duty, get all these things finished, because you'll be repaid later in the future. It's also a good day for planning. If you want to plan a holiday, if you're planning your lessons, if you're studying, it's a good day to get all that organised. And on the 24th, it's a day for spending with like-minded people, maybe in a group or maybe with friends, just to discuss things from the past. Maybe you've shared different experiences, or maybe you've shared the same experience. It's a good time to discuss those and get some support, some network support from those other people. At the end of January, there are a lot of aspects and there are a lot of conflicted energies. The first is on the 26th, and that's when the Sun aspects Uranus. Now, you can always expect the unexpected when the Sun aspects Uranus. Uranus is in your 12th house of unconscious. This makes it even more difficult because you won't be able to get a handle on it. Best thing is to let your spirit rise and be free. Do something different and exciting. Try not to dwell on negative thoughts or anything that's going on around you. On the 28th, there's a full moon. This full moon is in your 3rd house of Leo. Now, the full moon is saying there could be some important paperwork at this time. You need to pay attention to things like contracts or paperwork. And maybe you need to spend a bit more time looking at things in detail. On the same day, there's 3 conjunctions. The first is with the Sun and Jupiter. Now this is a more buoyant one. This is one that will make you curious. This will make you want to learn things and investigate things on a new level. We also have Venus on that day, who makes an aspect to Pluto. Now this is a very intense, very emotional aspect, and this is in your 8th house. So this is going to be, there's going to be a temptation to use love to escape things. The other 2 aspects on the 28th are quite difficult ones to handle. I'm not trying to paint a dark picture here, but there are some negative side to these aspects. The first one is Mars and the black moon. These are in your unconscious area, so there's primal energies that may come to the surface now. These could come out in dreams or unconsciously while you're going about your daily business. These could relate to something that's just got a little bit too much now for you, something that you've just had enough of, and you just got to be careful that you don't explode. You've just got to keep it calm and deal with things in the best way you can. The other aspect that's happening is Saturn-Chiron one. Now this could be to do with authority figures, because Saturn represents authority. So there could have been in the past some wounds or some hurts that are holding you back still today, and these need to be brought to surface and dealt with as well. The positive thing is that on the 30th, the Sun will shine a light on your 12th house with the Mars and the Black Moon, and you'll be able to see the truth of the matter, and you'll be able to see exactly what you need to do. So if you just hold fire till the 30th, the Sun's light will illuminate everything and you'll be able to deal with things. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and if you'd like to leave me a comment, I'd love to hear from you.